Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking some fascinating source material that is literally reshaping the future of education. We're looking at the pedagogical frontiers of artificial intelligence in gaming. Now, I know that is a super dense title, but honestly, it packs absolutely massive implications for the learners of tomorrow. We're not just talking about, a minor update to a curriculum here. We are exploring a fundamental shift in how knowledge is delivered, processed, and actually retained. So what exactly happens when AI, gaming, and the classroom collide? Just think about that for a second. We hear about artificial intelligence constantly revolutionizing industries, right? And we already know gaming is this massive, multi-billion-dollar cultural force built entirely on holding user attention. But when we force these two giants directly into the traditional classroom environment, well, that is where things get truly interesting. It totally shatters the old paradigm of passive absorption and replaces it with something entirely new and incredibly powerful. Okay, let's dive into this with Section 1, the pedagogical frontier, unpacking the educational borderlands. When this source material talks about pedagogy, which is the actual science and method of teaching, we aren't talking about playing video games just to pass the time or, give teachers a much-needed break. We are anchoring this technology in rigorous, deliberate instruction. This definitely isn't about just throwing a digital console in the back of a classroom to keep kids quiet. It's about leveraging complex digital mechanics to fundamentally improve how a student's brain acquires, processes, and stores information. It's essentially applying the scientific method of learning directly to digital play. And because we're dealing with a frontier, we are stepping completely off the map here. We're standing at the absolute edge of what is currently understood about how students learn, and we're looking out into the unknown. We aren't just optimizing old teaching methods or slapping a digital cover on a physical textbook. No way. We are pioneering entirely new ways for a human brain to interact with information. This frontier means leaving behind that rigid one-size-fits-all approach and entering a space where the boundaries of what a classroom can even be are constantly expanding. Moving on to Section 2, defining AI in gaming, the technology driving the frontier. First up, artificial intelligence. Now, I want you to forget about basic computer programming, simple digital flashcards, or standard multiple-choice tests. We are talking about highly sophisticated algorithms that observe, learn, and adapt in real time. Imagine an intelligent system that notices a student hesitating for exactly 3 seconds on a specific type of fractions problem. The AI processes that hesitation and seamlessly adjusts the very next challenge to reinforce that exact weak point, all without ever breaking the flow of the experience. It's a dynamic, constantly thinking engine built to serve the individual learner. Next, we have gaming. Gaming is the environment. It's the highly engaging, interactive digital space where this artificial intelligence is being actively applied. Think of gaming as the ultimate wrapper. Pure AI algorithms can be pretty dry, invisible, and incredibly complex, but when you wrap them in the mechanics of gaming, things like clear goals, instant rewards, immersive worlds, and immediate feedback loops, you make that complex intelligence accessible. And more importantly, you make it deeply, inherently motivating for the user. It transforms a grueling lesson into a compelling quest. Compare traditional learning to this new frontier. Traditional learning relies heavily on passive instruction. You know the drill. A teacher speaks to a room of 30 students and the students listen. It's a static model built for an older era. Contrast that with AI gaming, which completely thrives on interactive and adaptive exploration. If a student struggles, the AI instantly adjusts the environment to offer more support. If they excel, the AI intuitively challenges them further so they never get bored. The learner is constantly in motion, actively participating in making choices, rather than just sitting there passively absorbing data. Next up, Section 3, school students as players, the core audience. So, the crucial point in our source text is that the integration of these massive, world-changing tech concepts isn't happening in some corporate vacuum or an isolated university research lab. The target is clear and highly specific: AI in gaming for school students. We are literally taking the absolute most advanced adaptive technology humanity has ever created, placing it entirely inside highly engaging digital worlds and handing it directly to young minds in everyday classrooms. It shifts the student from being a passive recipient of information to the main character of their own educational journey. Let's synthesize this. These are the frontier's core components, dynamically combining into one cohesive model. First, artificial intelligence provides the adaptable brain, constantly analyzing data and reacting. Second, gaming environments provide the interactive, simulated classroom, keeping the user completely hooked and engaged. And finally, school students are the explorers, actively navigating and testing this space. Together, These three elements form an incredibly forward-looking approach to education that leverages the absolute best parts of both technology and human psychology.
Finally, Section 4, the future classroom, where the frontier leads.
So the big question is, are our local schools truly ready for this frontier? The technology is already here, advancing by the minute, and the students are absolutely ready to play. But is the infrastructure of your community, the bandwidth, the teacher training, the fundamental mindset, actually prepared to guide them through this uncharted territory? We are talking about a complete paradigm shift in how we define school itself. Really think about that as you process everything we've unpacked today. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.